Senator Sanni, it's good to have you with us. Now, why are things falling apart within your party, the APC?
Thank you for having me. Well, what we are just seeing now, or what Nigerians, all the world is witnessing about Nigeria's party politicking, is basically the problems within the ruling APC. And the realignment of forces and the defections, the impending defections, are all products of the crisis the party has been faced with over the years, which remain unresolved and unsolved. So over the years, in the last 3 years, many members of the party, particularly those who are elected, have grievances that were not addressed by the party, and the presidency was simply silent or neutral about it. So it has reached a very point today when people like us said we will no more be treated with contempt and disdain, and we are going to take the necessary step so as to continue to remain relevant in Nigerian political scene. And the options that are presented before us is that if the party is not ready to keep us within its fold, certainly we are going to pitch our tent with any other party other than the APC.
Are you also considering moving from the APC before the 2019 polls, in accordance with what you've just said?
That is in the card, and the discussions are still going on. The party that we are thinking of moving to have been reaching to us, and also our own party, the APC, are also talking to us. But all will be decided in a matter of days and not weeks, because this issue has been lingering for a very long time. It's unfortunate that the crisis be faced by the APC now was not, or is not the problem of, it's not the handiwork of Adam Oshimole. It was a problem he inherited from the last executive of the party headed by Mr. Oyegun. Over the years, the former chairman has proven incapable of addressing the problems of the party, of solving the crisis. From Kaduna to Kano to Bauchi, Kogi, and River State, the crisis kept lingering, and it has reached a point now where most of us, particularly those of us in the parliament, have decided that we are going out of the party as long as this issue is not resolved. But I can tell you that right now, we are talking to both sides, our party, and we're also talking to the party that we are intending to move to. But it all depends on the decisions we will collectively make in the next few weeks, a few days, not weeks. Then the issue will be very clear.
Very good, Senator Sanni. Be that as it may, how valid are the claims of those who have already defected, and could their exit have been avoided, you think?
This crisis be faced by the ruling APC is self-inflicted. It started from the states, between the legislators and the governors. If that was addressed at its budding stage, at its infant stage, it could not have graduated to this very level. It started from Kaduna and then Kano, then Bauchi, and it spread like wildfire. It's reached to a point today where members of the party are thinking of leaving the APC. The APC came with a lot of promises, a lot of pledges, and one is that it promised and pledged to cleanse the system, to serve as an example of probity and transparency. Now, how can you have a political party that prides itself with having a president whose assets is his integrity and his honesty, and a party that has promised to cleanse the system and restore order, sanity, and wipe out corruption in Nigeria, now conducting one of the most dubious and fraudulent congresses at world, local government, and state level, and then simply ask people like us to embrace it? We cannot do that. The governor sat down, wrote the list of their own cronies and lackeys and satellites, and simply affirm them as members of the congresses. The grievances is what brought us together. We are concerned that the party that we have sacrificed and labored hard to build today is treating us this way. And we can't continue to simply fold our arms and see us move into irrelevance or oblivion simply because the party has been making promises. So many of those who are in APC today came from the PDP. And one of the issues they raised over the years was that they were treated badly and unjustly by the PDP. Now, the very issues the APC presented as the vices and the elements of the PDP, now it finds itself very deep in it. In fact, it's even worse. Many of these governors that are today from the APC did not simply hold congresses. All they did was sit down and write names and say, these are the names. So what am I going to do to live in a party where I don't know who are the executives, who are from the ward level to local government and state level? That cannot happen. So we will go to where we'll be treated with dignity and honor. But I'm deeply concerned because Adam Oshumole is a credible man. He is a man who has served this country as a labor leader, as a governor. I believe in his leadership. But now we are giving him a listening ear to see how, within the next few days, he'll be able to address this issue. And if actually there is a party supremacy, then the decision of the party comes first. But how can you say you have a party supremacy and then you say the governor of a state is the leader of the party? Then it means that the party is subordinate to the governor. And that became the root of this problem. They want to do away with parliamentarians, that is senators and reps, whom they felt they don't share their view or who refuse to kowtow or simply lick their boot. And I cannot in any way compromise any of my principles because I'm a party man. If the party is wrong, it is wrong. And on this, the APC is wrong. The congresses of the APC, as held last few weeks ago, was on the wrong footing. And we insisted that that was wrong. It need to be corrected. So we are meeting every day, and the clock is ticking, and we are certainly going to take a position in a matter of days, whether to remain in the APC or to shift camp to any other party.
Very good, Senator. But why are you in conflict with your state governor, ElRufai?
Well, my issue with the governor of Kaduna State is not different from what you are facing in other states. You have a governor who has done a number of things to me. First of all, he engineered the ESCO of the party to suspend me indefinitely because he wanted to replace me with someone. And secondly, on 2 to 3 occasions, my office was attacked by thugs, and our meetings were consistently attacked by hoodlums that were clearly on the side of the governor. And another thing was the fact that recently I was framed up in a murder case where we found out that the governor was fully responsible. We got hold of the letter which he has written affirming such. We also were able to understand that he instructed and ordered for someone to be tortured in order to implicate me. It's reached a point where the same governor came out openly in a stadium calling on the public to attack me and attack Senator Hunkwi, the man whom he demolished his house. So such a man with such an anti-democratic temperament, there is no way in every possible way we can pitch tents together. So the party has a lot of work to do. He comes from the establishment, from the political right, and I come from the political left. I have been an activist all my life, and he is a product of the establishment. He has been with the PDP all his life. These are some of the opportunities that we have in the APC. So for such a person who uses his proximity to the president to think he can name drop on him to oppress and unjustly treat people like us, it's not going to work. The same problem you have in Kaduna State is what you have in Bauchi State, is what you have in Kano State. It's also what you have in Kogi State. Governors using their executive power with resources available before them, their proximity to the president, their proximity to the party, seeing how they can dislodge sitting senators and sitting members of House of Reps and plant their boys there. That cannot happen with a person like me.
All right, Senator. Now, PDP's so-called coalition, is the Nigerian public buying it? After all, they're still going to seek their mandate in 2019. And are you buying it as well?
For the public to understand is that the RAPC, which is a reformed APC, was basically a congregation of people that have grievances with the party, and that grievances remain unaddressed. And then we came together under one platform to challenge the injustice and think of the way how we can detach ourselves and secede from the party. And one thing is that we don't have a common grievances, but each person has his own peculiar grievances. If I could have come from Lagos State, I would have remained in APC. If I have come from Katsina State, I would have remained in APC. But I've come from a state where by the governor of that state basically is lacking in every principle and qualities of what a Democrat should have. So those of us who are in the RAPC are considering leaving the APC, not because we don't like the APC, but for the very fact that we have been treated badly and the party has simply gone against all that it has promised to do, to serve as an example of transparency, of sanity in politics, and of supremacy of the party. So we, those of us who have subscribed to the RAPC, decided after all attempt to bring peace, which has virtually failed. But I can tell you, confirm that talks are still going on, either with the party that we belong for now, and also the possible party that we may shift to their side.